What's up guys, Land here. There are many limited demand items on the catalog that people know and love, such as the popular Valkyrie helm. With these demand items though, there are bound to be underrated or lightly known ones that could one day be as popular as any other valued item. All the items I've chosen in this video I think look really nice and deserve more attention. Here's a list of 5 limited accessories I think are underrated. I hope you find this video interesting. Let's get right to it. First on this list we have an item called Frozen Horns of the Dangerous One. Bearing a similar name to Frozen Horns of the Frigid Plains, this item was published on April 24th, 2015 and costed 1,000 Robux. It eventually went limited 2 years later during Black Friday 2017 with just over 2,000 purchases. And here we have it, Frozen Horns of the Dangerous One, selling for about 6k at the moment. Pretty sure it's a bit more expensive. Yeah, it was selling for almost 10,000, about, what, 90 days ago? Yeah, I'd say around 90 days ago. And one reason I chose this one in particular is because if you look at its sales, you can see it sells quite an average every day. I mean, sometimes it even gets like 7 sales, 5 sales, 6 sales. But you can see it sells very commonly, and it has quite a bit of sellers, and I could agree, this item looks really good. So if we take a closer look at this item, you can see that it has a bit of a snowy texture on it, although it looks a little bit splotched. But it still looks really good regardless. It kind of reminds me of Frozen Horns of the Frigid Plains. And to be honest, this is why I chose this as one of my underrated items. If we look at it on our avatar, well, this isn't a very good presentation. I'm wearing a military outfit, so obviously it doesn't look too great. But on another avatar, I think this would look pretty amazing, so yeah. But other than that, pretty cool item. Let's move on. The second item we have on this list is a hat called Purple Crystal Circlet. Part of the somewhat popular Circlet series, this specific variant was published fairly recently on February 19th, 2019. It could have been purchased for 875 Robux on a timer before going limited shortly after. And here we have Purple Crystal Circlet, so I own about 2 at the moment. Because I think this item's pretty underrated and cool. It's selling for about 6k right now and raising a little bit more than it used to do. But yeah, as you can see, another underrated item I chose because it gets quite, again, a bit of sales, just like Frozen Horns of the Dangerous One. But yeah, so yeah, pretty decent amount of sellers. I mean, there's almost sellers at 10,000 Robux right now. It's just a few oddballs here and there. But if we give this item a closer look, yeah, it is part of the Circlet series. I think there are 3 unvalued circlets. I think this is one of the ones that's never been valued before. Like, even Diamond Crystal Circlet got valued. This one hasn't been valued at all. It does have an acronym, PCC, which is what I'm going to call it for the rest of this video. But yeah, if you look at it on your avatar, again, it looks like any other circlet that goes on your avatar, except this one's purple. So if you're more of a purple fan, then this would be a great choice for you. Again, the presentation here, it does not go well with military outfits. Keep that in mind. But yeah. Another pretty underrated item in my opinion, and I could definitely see this getting valued in the future, so yeah, let's move on. And our third item on this list is an item called Shady Business Hat. Closely resembling the Roblox classic Fedora, it was released on August 10th, 2012, costing 1,000 Robux. It later went limited on an unknown date with just over 3,000 copies sold. And here we have Shady Business Hat. Yeah, he knows it, guys. So another reason I think this is, a reason I think this is underrated is because, again, it looks almost like classic Fedora. Now, I know there's a bunch of random Fedoras on the Roblox catalog that are limited, but this one probably is the more, I think this one resembles the classic Fedora a bit more closely, and it actually looks really good. Now, I've owned this before. I'm planning on getting this eventually once, November hits, because I don't really have much stuff to trade with. But yeah, this item looks really nice in my opinion. I mean, look at this. It's got that R logo on it. It's got some stripes on it. It's got a silver band on it. Man, like, this thing is amazing. This thing is perfect. If you look at it, even if it kind of fits with my military avatar right now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually thinking about trading for this again. I mean, eventually I probably will, but yeah. And if we look at its sellers right now, so you can see that, yeah, it was selling for 11k right before deflation. It's selling really cheap right now, so I'd recommend picking one up. But as you can see, another underrated item. Yes, it gets good sales here and there and whatnot. Not as popular as the past 2 ones we just looked over, but yeah, let's move on. The next item on our list is called 8-bit Dark Horns of Pawnage, which I'll refer to as 8-bit D-Hop. The only limited and unique on this list, it was published on June 16th, 2017. It could have been purchased for 2,000 Robux on a 24-hour timer with 10,000 copies in stock. Due to this huge market, only 1,836 copies even managed to sell, almost 1/5 of its stock. And here we have an 8-bit Dark Horns of Pawnage, probably my most favorite item on this list, right next to like Shady Business Hat and Adora Fedora with a black iron accent. But this item is incredibly underrated. So if you guys don't know the real Dark Horns of Pawnage here, this one is very expensive. I think it's worth like 500 or 700,000 Robux. I mean, we can check that really quickly. I know for a fact that this one is really expensive. Yeah, 680 Robux. I know it's lowering at the moment, but I can't believe that this one, the 8-bit version, is just worth 13,000 Robux. Incredibly cheap compared to what the other one is worth. And yes, this item has never been valued before. As you can see at its peak so far, it's managed to sell for 24,000 Robux. I think this would make a really good demand item. It's just really underrated. I mean, look at this item. Yes, look at its sales. It sells fairly quickly, you know. It can sell, well, not quickly, but it sells fairly recently. You can see that it has quite a few sales every day. You know, once a day it probably won't sell, but it can get up to almost 6 sales per day. I mean, that looks like an LPP, but yeah, this item is incredibly underrated. If you look at this item, it literally resembles the Dark Horns of Pawnage. It's got a pixel shading on it, so you can see that like this one's darker, this one's lighter, this one's like grayish and whatnot. And it's just 8-bit. I think this has to be one of the best 8-bit limited items on the catalog at the moment. As you can see, I own one. I'm not interested in trading it whatsoever because this item is just amazing. But yeah, let's move on. Our final item on this list is Adora Fedora with black iron accent, which I'll just refer to as AFBIA, an acronym I definitely did not just make up 8 seconds ago. But it was an event item available during the 2014 Summer Games, and it was obtained almost 10,000 times, despite its expensive price. And here we have AFBIA, probably the most popular item on this list. You can see it sells quite a lot of times per day. It almost never misses a sale per day. I mean, like fairly, like rarely, like right over here, no sales. But yeah, almost an average of like, you know, 4 sales a day. You can see it sells a lot. It was selling for about 10K, and right now it's selling for about 7K. So a lot more cheaper than what it was during like, you know, deflation and whatnot. So, but yeah, this item also looks really good. I think this is the only like Adora Fedora. To my knowledge, there's no black iron fedora, but this item looks really good, especially for an event item. I know this is a very popular item, and like I just said, you know, the most popular item on this list. It's an adorite, and it also has black iron on it. Now the texture looks glitchy and really poor, but to be honest, I don't think many people like pay attention to that. I think people just look at it. Yeah, you can see, you are a beast. This hat was awarded to the 10,000 users with the most points across all of the summer games, from 7 to 2 to 7 to 8, forgot what month that is, I don't know. Keep playing to be on top of the scoreboard for next week's prize. But yeah, so really underrated item. I know people have occasionally proved this item. It could get valued during inflation, honestly, which I'm very looking forward to trading for this again. But yeah, I really want to thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check out any extra videos, you might like them. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, whether it be trading or making profit, and see ya.